Hello, folks, and welcome to another great episode of Short Film Showcase. I'm your host, Mike Messier. We'd like to thank you, our viewers, for your continued support of our show, Short Film Showcase. On this episode, we have two special guests who are here to talk about their filmmaking and their acting. And I'd like to remind you, if you're a local filmmaker, please contact Bryan Casey at bcfilms.net. That's Bryan Casey at bcfilms.net to get your short film on the Short Film Showcase. Our first guest on the show is a filmmaker, writer, producer, and actor originally from Boston and now residing in Cranston, Rhode Island. His name is William Ayers, and we'd like to introduce him to the Short Film Showcase. Welcome to our show, William Ayers.
Hi.
Good to meet you.
Nice to be here.
And thank you for coming on the Short Film Showcase.
No, it's great to be here, and it's great to be one of the many filmmakers out there that's doing his thing and showing everyone all the talent that I have as well.
That's great. Now, we describe you as an actor, writer, producer, and director.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of people just verify it as a filmmaker because there's like too many hats that one person can wear at one time. So
let's talk about that. When you
Yes.
wear different hats and you're writing a piece and then you direct it.
Oh, yes.
And is there a correlation or a relationship as yourself as the writer and then the director of the same material? How does that work for you?
Sometimes it can get a little personal, and you can put some of yourself, some of your own personal life into a story to enhance it, make it that much more deeper, that much more better. Or sometimes for me, I've used various areas, different fields to develop a storyline. So I've used music to develop a script. I've used just sentences just to make a title of a film, and it depends on how creative one person can be, so on how to make a film.
Now, you say your genre would be suspense and mystery, is that right?
Oh, yes. Thank Alfred Hitchcock for that.
Yep, yep.
Oh, yes.
What's your favorite Hitchcock films?
Definitely Vertigo.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
I'm a strangers on a train type of guy.
Vertigo, The Birds.
Yep.
And one definitely that the whole entire world knows, Psycho.
Oh, of course. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, infamous shower scene.
Watching these films when you were younger, is that something that transcended your mind into getting you inspired to make your type of films?
It actually, the first thing that inspired me was actually Gene Hackman.
Okay, interesting.
Because when I started acting, I've been acting now for 25 years, and I started when I was 15, and Gene Hackman was my main influence.
Nice.
And after watching his films and seeing how he acts and seeing him take on a role in a character, he just became my ultimate idol of the screen.
Wouldn't it be great someday to work with Mr. Hackman?
I've talked to several different people about that. I'm either looking forward to directing him in a film,
Nice.
or opposite in a film.
That'd be great.
And that would make my dream job right there.
And it happens all the time. I mean,
It does.
Yeah, there's situations where people aspire. Denzel Washington looking up to Sidney Poitier, and just so many examples of having a role model.
Look at how many years it went by before they put Gene Hackman and Dustin Hoffman in one film, and everyone was waiting to see that.
Yeah, what film was that again?
Runaway Jury.
Okay, got it. Let's get back to you. What are your short and long-term goals as a filmmaker?
To make something unforgettable. My goal as a writer is to write for TV.
Nice.
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan of Law and Order, Criminal Minds, all those detective shows, Fringe.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The really bizarre shows that have some insane twist to them or storylines, but are very, very grim.
Right.
Once Upon a Time. They're very, very interesting shows that no one that you don't see.
They're kind of underrated.
Underrated. Thank you very much.
Yeah. But these TV shows, they're great for. It's the writer's medium, as
Right.
TV's been described, because they're weekly shows. There's 26 or 13 episodes a season,
Yep.
depending on which station they're on.
And depending on the writers themselves and the directors and the producers of the shows too, because I remember when The Shield was on, The Shield had 13 episodes a season.
Yep.
And it was very short-lived, but I mean, each season still had a wide range of audience watching it.
Nice.
It was still very popular.
William, what are you working on currently?
Well, I just actually wrapped up the pilot for a web series called The Lives of Will and Ray.
Okay.
And I wrapped up a 2-year expedition of a film called 10.
Yep.
And still currently being edited is a short film, mafia film called The Test.
Nice. And I think we're going to try and get, if possible, a little bit of the 10 opening segment into our show.
Oh,
and
great.
Give us a little description of 10 and also The Test.
I'll start with The Test, actually. The Test is a short mafia film, and it's about this character, Pete, who is looking to move up in the ranks, and the board members give him this little challenge to go on, and they give him 3 jobs to do this, to succeed. And upon if he succeeds, they'll talk to him more about moving him up.
Yeah.
But what he doesn't know is that he's going against 3 mafia bosses.
Uh-oh. That's trouble.
That is trouble.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Something that might strike a bill for a Rhode Island contingent.
But it also was a storyline about motivation and drive, and he's willing to do almost anything to move up.
Nice, nice.
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Well, the spirit of the human soul who sometimes do anything to get what they want.
Get what they want, and in this film, people will see that this guy Pete can be a little greedy about what he wants.
Right, right. Nice, nice. Just an interesting question. Have you had any formal training with your acting or with your filmmaking, or has it been a do-it-yourself, jump in, get your feet wet type of experience?
I had a little bit of both, actually. I had training at John Robert Powers.
Okay.
And Collins Pippin Casting in Boston.
Nice.
And from there, I mean, to me, a teacher can only teach you so much.
Right.
And they can only tell you so much. But, I mean, to me, if you're going to experience something on a set or behind a camera, I think the best way to do it is to be there on the set. And
right.
Watch what's going on, watch the actors, the producers, the directors, watch what they do, how they act. If you use that to your advantage and you act the same way, you'll develop your own style about how to run a set.
Right.
And all the filmmakers in the area, Boston, Rhode Island, New York, wherever you are, no one's the same. Everyone has their own style of how they write, how they direct, how they act. But it's how you pull it off together.
Right.
That makes the project that much more better.
The teamwork, the cohesiveness. Right. Yeah, being a team. That's great. Okay. So we talked about 10 and The Test. What's your next project?
Well, just wrapping up the filming on The Lives of Will and Ray, actually. Yep. Next project, I'm looking at a few different ideas. I'm looking at possibly working with Wes Williams.
Okay.
From Camp 9 Productions.
Yep.
And working with him on the writing standpoint behind a film.
Good.
And because I really don't know what he's looking for, so I'm sending in like thoughts and ideas and suggestions, because I told him that I'm looking to definitely work with Wes and Rod Webber.
Okay, okay.
2 very well-known people.
Rod Webber from Boston, is that what
Yes, sir.
Okay, I know him very well.
Oh, yes. I think all of Boston knows Rod Webber.
He did the movie about Tiny the Terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This is a legendary professional wrestling little person, as they like to be called, or as our friends like to be called. But Tiny the Terrible is quite the entertainer and the subject matter. But William Ayers, I'm just excited to have you here because you've got so much stuff going on.
Honestly, I'm excited to be here because I enjoy talking about it and I enjoy meeting new people. And I have actually spoken to you several times too about your show here. Yeah. And then it was all a matter of building it up right here, and I'm honestly very happy to be here.
Well, if there's anything else you'd want to say as we wrap up our interview, please go right ahead.
Actually, I do want to, for those who haven't seen it, definitely show a small clip of 10 and give a little insight into the film as well.
Okay.
And it's about 10 friends for a 10-day vacation, and there's soon to be 10 ways to die.
10 ways to die.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, nice. The 10 friends. If I were to take the roller coaster in your mind, I might have a hard time getting out of there. It'd be like a theme park with.
Oh yeah, and it's like, where would you put me? What death would you give me? It's like, there's that one. There's like 5 different ones I can give you right there.
Oh, hey. William Ayers, this has been a fantastic interview.
Oh no, I enjoyed being here.
I want to thank you again. I want to thank William Ayers for his great interview here on Short Film Showcase. At this time, we're going to take a look at a few segments from William Ayers' films. And now our first film on the Short Film Showcase. It's another great film by Adam Carbone. It's called WDUCT. It's a parody of TV infomercials. Let's check out Adam Carbone's WDUCT right here on the Short Film Showcase.
Basic tasks, like writing an essay. We all learned as little bops in school. But when it comes to the more basic things, like how to lift your arm to write that paper, who was there to teach you that? Well, that's what I'm here to do. I've created a new VHS tape called Where Do You Learn That? Or W-Adult for short. It's for people who haven't really learned the basic tasks. Let's pop it in, shall we? That's what she said. Hello, my name is Philip Bentham. I'm here to teach you basic tasks. And some of the first tasks that I'll be teaching you are very basic. The first one will be to open a door. Look at this poor man, hopeless before W. Dolt. What a shame. If only he had my VHS. Here's what would have happened. Well done. The next task we'll be conducting is how to peel a banana. Well, these bastards can be tricky. Now that's not how you peel a banana. A very good job indeed. What if you're in a situation that requires you to call the 911s? What do you do then?
Officer! 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 I just murdered somebody! I just murdered somebody! Officer! Come arrest me!
Superb citizenship. Now you may be asking yourself, how do I do the most important yet most basic of all basic tasks of all? Ordering another copy of the W. VHS. Ah, nothing to do after watching the VHS. Why not order another? Great work. When that one's finished, you know what to do. 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 This VHS also includes how to eat an apple, plug in a plug, turn your head, hang up the clock, sneeze, determine the difference between blue and red, chew gum, set buildings on fire, conduct coal bombs, rob a bank, taking human lives, destroying tall structures, and even more. Disclaimer. Watching this VHS may cause severe eye bleeding. Watch at your own risk. We are not responsible for any harm to your sight, any harm to your mind, or any harm to anything within 10,000 feet of you or any proximity of your residential area.
You didn't see anything.
Boom.
Will that work?
Perfect.
Someday you're gonna clap that thing and all the lights are gonna go off.
You're like Jack.
Officer! Officer! I just murdered somebody!
You can't because you keep laughing. I'm falling the over.
And now our second piece right here on the Short Film Showcase is the third installment of 13 Witches by our contributor from Canada, Sabine Modestin. Let's check out 13 Witches right here on the Short Film Showcase.
Nemesis! Where are you? Nemesis!
What a great surprise. Did you change your mind? killed my sisters and my mother. I don't know what to do now.
I can help you if you want to help me.
How?
You know how.
Would I die?
You will be immortal, more powerful than you could ever dream of. All you have to do is to bring me a few souls, and I'll help you to get revenge for your family. But you have to decide now. They know you're still alive.
So we'll have to serve the devil.
It's not serving. It's being part of the greatest power of this world. It's being a real goddess. You never have to suffer again, and you'll always be stronger than your sister. I'll make sure of that.
And how would you do that?
I will have to take your human life and replace your soul by the goddess soul who protects you. In your case, I do something special. When I start the incantation, it'll be too late to go back. If you change your mind during the ritual, you'll die. When the ritual is over, you'll be reborn as the most powerful goddess in the world. You'll have segment to your name. I'll explain to you later.
Then what?
Then, you'll be able to bring back your sister and kill and destroy all the men who forsaking you. From time to time, you will have to bring me a human soul and this bottle until the day of your revenge.
And what if I don't want to do it?
Then I can't do anything for you. You're already dead. They are looking for you.
Nemesis! Nemesis!
When your revenge is done, you'll be free. You will have the same power as me, the power to enslave the world, and you won't have to kill for me again.
And how would I kill them?
The same way I will kill you. You will bring me the soul in the little bottle. You will keep the body as zombie for your service. The more you kill, the more power you have. But you know, you have 3 centuries to prepare yourself, so no rush.
Why 3 centuries?
Because every 3 centuries, every soul reincarnated into the same body, and everyone would be reunited with each other. Your mother, sister, and even the one who killed them will all be back. If you want to enslave them and bring back your family, this is the only way.
And what would I do until now?
I will train you. You're asking way too many questions, my darling. The clock is ticking. Only few of us have this power, and I'm offering it to you. Together, we will rule this world. Maybe one day, you'll be my wife.
I will work for you, if you help me. But remember one thing. I will never be a wife. I will never love you. Oh, I need your help. What do you want from me?
I want your body, and the devil wants your soul.
How do you want to do this?
When you want to kill someone and take their soul so they become your slave, you need to capture the last breath and put it in a bottle. But one, you want to give that person some of your power, you need to make her spirit and yours become one. Then you drink the last breath directly from their mouth.
Do it then.
My eyes and your eyes are now one. Our spirit is one. May the past and the present life become one. May the present and the past life become one. You are part of us now. May the power of our God be your power. You were dead, now you are alive. Reborn now.
I knew someone that was serving the devil, so I gave my body and my soul in exchange of his help.
You gave your soul to the devil for the sake of revenge?
Yes. My soul was the first one I gave.
You don't think that was a little extreme?
Extreme? You saw what they did to us. You felt the pain. Are you gonna join us or what?
Join you to do what? We want revenge for what they did to us.
But not only that. We want the world, and we want it now. What the
do you mean by that?
Oh, Diana. Stop swearing. You're way too beautiful for that, and it's annoying. I told you that centuries ago.
What Nemesis means by that is we can make them pay for what they did to us, and we can be the goddesses of this world.
You know, Diana, I'm the one that found you. I know your life. I've been watching you. You're suffering way too much for him. Don't you want to free yourself and make him give you the respect that you deserve? I know you're willing to stay with him even though he's cheating on you with how many different women? Come on, Diana. Nemesis wants to make you powerful again like you were 3 centuries ago. Don't you want to rule the world? No more crying, no more suffering. Nobody has to scream at you because you didn't clean their tables. I know how they treat you at work. You deserve so much more than that. Don't you remember how we used to control every man with our charm? You are so beautiful. But you don't even see it, do you?
What do I have to do? Come see us at this address tomorrow night, and I will show you how.
What if I don't want to join you?
Just come. You'll decide for yourself. There's always a choice.
I know you'll make the right decision. Why don't you go visit your friend Sheila? She'll help you decide. I know she's like a sister to you. Ayers knew I was special. This is some crazy shit.
Up next on the Short Film Showcase, we have another great guest. Dale F. Appel is an actor, and we look forward to talking to her right now. Dale, welcome to the show.
Good to see you again, Mike.
It's great to see you. And I said actor, but not only are you an actor, but you've done some behind-the-scenes work as well. Let's talk about that first. What have you done behind the scenes of local films?
Well, on the film Haunted in Depth, I was the script continuity supervisor. I've also been production secretary for some short films, including Manner of Speaking, and I've worked as a volunteer at my local cable station, Community Access, working camera.
That's great. And this is evidence that really to be in this business, for the most part, people have to be well-rounded. They have to be able to wear different hats and be able to do different things. Would you agree with that?
I definitely agree with that because all those other things help me as an actor.
Right. Speaking of your acting career, where were you trained as an actor, or did you just kind of start getting into it and learning on the job, or have you taken classes, read books type of thing?
A combination of all of it. Way back when I was a kid in school, I started a 9th grade play called Ladies of the Mop.
Nice.
I was in our drama club called Playcrafters all through high school and been in several things, including Skin of Our Teeth. I was vice president of my college film club.
Nice.
And helped doing stagehand work, production work on several productions in my college because they did a lot of musicals, and singing and dancing are not my strong point. Did nothing since I got out of college until 2007 when Don Warnock, who was a very dear friend of mine, talked me into going for the casting call for Kevin Spacey's 21, and as luck would have it, I was cast in the background of the first casting call I ever went to.
Nice. That's got to feel great. And the Kevin Spacey movie was 21, and that was about the kids who gambled and did the whole,
yes.
Fun movie.
Yes, and that big airport scene was my first time on camera. But I did take classes in college and in high school, and I've taken some classes since.
Yeah.
And if you can't afford classes, you can do what a bunch of us have done. Like we will go down to Rhode Island to the Rhode Island Film Actors Lab and Workshop and joining RIF,
right.
RIFC for the acronym.
Yeah.
And we coach each other.
That's great.
And if you don't live in Rhode Island, if you find that convenient and you want to act, find another group of people that are friends that are into acting and coach each other until you can afford to take classes from Ann Mulhall at LDI or Angela Perry's Boston Casting or CP Casting with Carolyn Pickman.
Yeah.
If you can't do, I mean, everybody should take at least one class from each of them as they can afford it, because they have such a wealth of knowledge. But in the meantime, your acting friends can help coach you. I've done that with Doug Weeks and Charlotte Ann Dorr and Tess Deegan and Elaine Victoria Gray out in Somerville.
Right.
We used to have a Sunday morning group so that we could help each other improve and study if we're trying to do a monologue for an audition or something.
The bottom line, so to speak, is to stay active and just whatever you can do to keep those acting muscles strong and sharp. That's great. I think that's great. And speaking of which, you'll be acting in Chance, which is done by our producer here, Bryan Casey. Are you looking forward to working with Bryan?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to working with Bryan because we've met on a few occasions, but it's going to be our first project together.
Yeah.
And I've liked his other work, so I think I'm going to really enjoy it. And I find the script, well, the parts of the script that I've seen are well written.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to working with Carleen Fournier and Pamela Kenny DeCoste and Bryan and Ellsworth and the whole cast. It's like there isn't anybody on there that I'm not happy to be working with.
Should be just an all-star group.
It's going to be a fun set.
And most recently, you did a stage performance. You did a play. Would you like to tell us about that?
Sure. I just wrapped up. Sunday was the last performance. It was a matinee at Theater One Productions at the Alley Theater, Prisoner of 2nd Avenue by Neil Simon.
Okay.
One of the things that made me really excited was, this was my very first critic review in a newspaper for a play.
Wow.
As an adult. So that was in the Middleborough Gazette.
Yep.
And Peg Halsmer, professionally known as Peg Sarman Halsmer, was our artistic producing director. She's been a member of SAG and AFTRA for many years, and
Sure.
she's been doing theater for many years also. And she's just so talented. It was like getting acting lessons for free to be
Wow.
working as Pearl, having a nice supporting role, one of the three sisters, in this incredibly well-written, loved the dialogue in this. There was a movie version of this at one time. I
Yep.
recommend anybody, if you have a chance to see it, do it, because the dialogue is incredible, and it's timely because the conditions of the world were similar to today.
Right.
Because the economy was bad, people were losing jobs, companies were closing right and left, and the humanness of it and the dialogue is just so natural. I wish we could all write like that.
What's the movie and the play title again?
The name of it is Prisoner of 2nd Avenue. This
Right.
was the piece that we got written up in the Middleborough Gazette
Yeah. You said it takes...
while we were in rehearsal. This picture was taken at our first production meeting.
Looks like a great cast.
It was a great cast. Everybody in there. Elaine Victoria Gray was one of the sisters. She was Jessie. She's SAG-AFTRA. She's had a lot of training through
Yep.
Harvard. She has her master's in filmmaking from there in acting. Donald Capon,
Yeah. Looks like a
Omar
real-
Corsi, Kathy Bourne, and over here, Mickey Joseph, who is also an experienced choreographer and director besides being an actor, stage actor.
Looks like a very warm and just a generous group of individuals to work with. That's great. Yeah, that's great.
That was. We kind of like kept calling ourselves the family.
That's nice. That's nice. You mentioned some union type of stuff, and you think it's getting easier for union actors to do more projects? You think that's the case?
Well, what's happened is, approximately a year and a half, 2 years ago, they streamlined the whole process for making your film SAG signatory, and which means if it's a signatory film, union actors can work in the film as well as non-union actors.
Right.
And they have ultra-low budget films, they have short film contracts, they have new media contracts out there. And you can do the whole thing online. You don't have to spend hours and hours doing paperwork the way the old process was, because it's been streamlined. And if you call the SAG-AFTRA office in Boston, which is now considered SAG-AFTRA New England, since it
Right.
covers all the New England states, so it's more aptly named now. They are more than willing to be helpful, help you figure out how to make things work. It's streamlined. Some of them are ultra low budget. You can get away with paying the SAG-AFTRAs on a deferred basis, $100 a day deferred, which means you only pay them if it goes into widespread distribution and the film makes money. So as a filmmaker, it's really not increasing your overhead the way it would under some of the old rules.
That's great. And that anything that helps actors is good for the community in the New England area. And if it's good for the community, it's good for the audience. Just to bring better and not better, but, well, sometimes better, just more talent to the screen and to the stage. I think that's fantastic. Let's see. And as far as your goals in your acting and behind the scenes, what are some of your goals, Dale, that you'd like to do in the near future?
Well, I'm looking forward to getting some more supporting roles and principal roles in major films, where most of my principal work and supporting roles have been in independent films and most recently in the live theater production. I find that everything I do ties into each other. I think all the production work I've done, the script continuity, and production secretary type work and camera work at the cable station all helps me as an actor.
Right.
Because it helps me see the whole total picture better. So you know what to expect, what not to expect. And the one thing you can't expect is something unexpected will always happen on a film.
You can always expect the unexpected, and unexpectedly that will happen if that's your expectation, something like that. But and recently you told me you had a good experience on a Cuba Gooding Jr. set.
Yes, I went to a casting call in Putnam, Connecticut, in September, and a few days later I get a phone call. I'm sitting in the SAG-AFTRA office at a meeting for actors of a certain age, meaning women actors over 40, over 50, to try to brainstorm ways to get more roles for older actors, because so many of the roles are written for people that are teenagers and in their 20s, but in real life, people are every age.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at the meeting, and the phone rings, and I step out, and I see a California number in there, and I did the audition in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So I pick up the phone, and it was Judy Bromley from the Cuba Gooding Jr. movie. She was one of the casting directors from Casting Revolution. And they wanted me to come down to Connecticut. In a few more days, it was a Thursday, come down on Monday morning and be in the film. And I was featured as what they call the Ladle Lady. I can't tell you too much more about it, except it's a period movie. That the movie takes place in the 1850s with some flashbacks into the 1700s, and my scene was a 1700s film, part of the film. And the period pieces, the wardrobe, everything, they really paid so much attention to detail. I think it's going to be a fabulous film.
Well, Dale, you are fabulous. We want to thank you so much for coming on to the Short Film Showcase. Dale F. Appel.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you. And we'd like to thank Dale F. Appel for being here on the Short Film Showcase. Right now, our final film of the show is Chris Esper's Still Life. Now, this is a great short film that I've had the pleasure of seeing twice. And I want to thank Chris Esper, a former guest on our show, for contributing Still Life right here to the Short Film Showcase.
While I was out exploring looking for subjects to photograph, I was walking along a trail and I noticed this solitary flower just sitting by itself in the forest. It was surrounded only by grass and trees, and I wanted to convey the solidarity and loneliness in this photograph. Thank you.
Great job, Martin. I really like the way you captured the solitude. He imbued his subject with emotion. Right? Also, exposure, perfect. Am I right?
Thank you.
But there's just something about the angle that doesn't feel right to me. I think you could have done more with it. I think you could have experimented a bit with the angle.
Well, I wanted it to have a bit of an uneven feel to kind of emphasize loneliness.
Did you think of it using a Dutch angle? Would have made for an interesting picture.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Class, what are your thoughts on this?
I think the concept is great, but I agree with Professor Litch. I think it needs a different angle. I see what you were trying to do, and I think it works for the most part, but I do think you should maybe try a different angle. It might work better.
I will.
Mark, you did a fine job, but I want you to feel your composition a little bit more, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Okay. Hey, don't forget, the photography showcase is coming up very soon. So, if you want to have your pictures critiqued and displayed, you have to submit them right away. Very important. Okay. Class dismissed.
Hey, Martin.
Hey.
Thanks. Everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. Hey, great pictures, by the way.
Hey, you too, man.
Yeah, were they?
Yeah, dude. You've grown a lot since you've got here, and you still are. So, try not to take it so hard, man.
Yeah, it's hard not to. Look, I gotta get going. I'll catch you later.
All right, see you.
Awful. Terrible idea.
Watch where you going, lady. Are you kidding me?
I give up.
Oh, honey, these are beautiful.
You really like them?
I do. Why don't we hang them up on the fridge?
You've grown a lot since you got here, and you still are.
In this photo, I had used a slower shutter speed in order to capture the movement of the water as well as the static placement of the trees on the side. It's kind of a statement on how, no matter how much life keeps moving, stuff will always be static around it. In my next photo, it's of a truck that was abandoned out in the field. It's kind of a commentary on how this truck that used to bring us all our comforts and goods in life, once it no longer worked, was abandoned in nature, which we no longer seem to enjoy and thus have abandoned as well. My last photo is that of the quintessential American house. The subject which is captured in here but not exactly seen is the shadow of the tree. I'm using that to kind of convey the message that as normal as an American household may look, there is always some shadow looming over it. Any questions?
I really liked the photo of the river. I felt like it was taking me on an adventure.
Your photograph with the tractor-trailer truck, I was really drawn to it. That type of industrial photography, is that something that you plan on delving into more?
Well, I'm always looking to expand myself professionally, so yes, that is something I would like to get into.
Hi, I'm Elaine. I'm a photographer for the Gazette. And I do like the picture and the message you're trying to portray. I like the shadow effect, but I do feel it's a little bit symmetrical.
Oh, well, I tried to keep it that way to make sure the shadow wasn't higher prominence in the photo.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I just feel it's a little bit flat. Maybe you could try to set it up at a different angle next time?
Yeah, I should have done that. Thank you, everyone.
Excuse me. I must ask you, why did you get into photography?
Because I love it. It's what I'm passionate about.
Then why did you get so upset at my comment? I'm just trying to help you. I see your raw talent and passion. I would like to see you succeed. However, you can't succeed if you can't take advice. Okay? I understand completely what you're going through. I was once in your position. I tried to be good, I wanted to be good, but not everything I did met my own expectations. Every beginning artist goes through the same thing. It's completely normal.
And that's a wrap on another great episode of Short Film Showcase. I'd like to thank our special guests, William Ayers and Dale F. Appel, for appearing right here in the studio. On our next episode of Short Film Showcase, we have a great actor named Jocelyn Padilla. She'll be here to talk about her acting and also the films that she's making. I'd like to remind our aspiring filmmakers out there, if you have a short film you'd like to feature on Short Film Showcase, please contact our producer, Bryan Casey, at bcfilms.net. That's Bryan Casey at bcfilms.net to have your short film on the Short Film Showcase. And I'd like to remind you, if you can dream it, shoot it. I'm Mike Messier for Short Film Showcase.